I am arguing both sides of an argument. This is something that legacy media won't do. So they will want to take on the side of homelessness instead of the side of arguing the businessman, the business class of that they take on. And it's my understanding, because we get attacked and annihilated with that all the time from people on the internet, is that we are harming someone else's business when we tamper with and don't allocate money for them to actually start a business and for it to thrive. And so that's the businessman and the business class billionaire's perspective, is that you're actually harming their business, and that Wall Street is creating business, even though it is fraudulent, and has the potential for fraudulent practices. And inflation, the you are not going to hear legacy media arguing inflation too in depth. They'll just say, oh, it doesn't exist. They're following along with their parent company. And so that's why I wanted to take on this argument of how to argue both sides of your own argument. Um, because a lot of people say, well, you can hold more than one thought, more than one school of thought in your head related to a cognitive dissonance. So if you take on the role of the CEO, the CEO, there, it depends on the CEO. If you're just a person who is starting out, or you've had some jobs before and you see the ability to be able to make a living for yourself, you're not thinking of inflation. I know I didn't when I was younger. I didn't think about inflation. I didn't even know what it was or fully understand it. But my sons and some of their friends from the military started posting prices and things from the past, and talking about how much things were back 50 years ago or 75 years ago. And it's like, okay, that describes inflation really well. That's always a good gauge and metric of inflation. However, on television, legacy media, their thing is to annihilate their guests. And so that makes them feel really good to that it does. It makes them feel really good to have someone go on TV. They want someone who takes an opposing view all the time, an opposing view to them. So it's likely that they're going to take on the side of, well, they're going to sugarcoat homelessness. That's what I've noticed on legacy media. They always sugarcoat homelessness. And so they don't actually take it seriously when it comes right down to people being homeless. And so, so the only thing that they do is they will come up with a charity organization, and that's their solution, is to redirect people someplace else. It's a redirection always. And I believe that they know that homelessness is a very sensitive subject. I don't think they know it's as widespread as what it is. I mean, people who live in legacy media are affluent. They have someone else paying for their homes. And the truth is that within legacy media itself, they are causing inflation, and their business model, living in mansions, is also causing inflation. I mean, how can you live in a house and live in a mansion and at the same time, say, "Oh, I don't want people to be homeless." Well, I mean, are you homeless? Have you ever been homeless? Or have you just been one of these spoiled brat childhood actors who has always been taken care of because you have money coming in and your business model is coming out of Wall Street in the entertainment industry? And so that's why I wanted to raise this issue of taking on both sides of the argument at the same time, which legacy media will never do that. So that's one thing I learned, is they said they always want an opposing view. But at the same time, if and when you present an opposing view that is reality, they will deflect. They will deflect and pivot someplace else because it does not fit in their narrative. And so they are doing things to appease an element that could be similar to a CEO who doesn't like the idea of exposing these truths to the American public, especially the one of inflation, because then they might be losing money. And that's what's going to happen when business models are based off of Wall Street. They're going to be losing money. When you're asking for prices to come down lower. And I know Joe Biden did that when he was president. And at one time, right now I feel like I have to qualify that when I say when I say that, because I've been annihilated for referencing something about Joe Biden. And so it's like I can't even say anything at all about Joe Biden on the internet without getting annihilated. Oh, you're just a sniveling liberal lefty and you feel sorry for everybody. And it's like, okay, so it doesn't matter to you that I'm homeless. Oh, there's services out there. Go to a church, go to a charity organization, go move in with your family. That's what I hear all the time, all the time. And they have absolutely no compassion whatsoever. Whoever's doing it, they have no compassion whatsoever related to this topic.